Hello and welcome to the June PPM podcast. So a little bit different, trying to catch things up as the COVID begins to slow down here in Maryland. Maryland has done extremely well. A very special thank you to our governor who actually took the lead and made sure things shut down. You can see the states that didn't do that, they're going through the roof. And it's an absolute shame that that's even happening. That should have never happened, period. Okay, some things to talk about. I just did a monitor this morning. They used their video like we talked about. The HA video, ran it, and followed the video with the class. Worked absolutely great. You know, if you don't do this like almost every day, if you're not really up to speed on this stuff, use the video. It will work you right straight through the class. When we're doing a monitor, we don't mind watching through the video with you and what you're doing with your students. So that's what you need to do. That will keep you on track and you won't miss something that we have to gig or shut your monitor down for. So please do that. That works extremely well. More instructors are beginning to teach now. We're seeing cards purchases starting to go up as they're beginning to teach their groups that need it. We too are slowly beginning to roll this back out again. We've got a couple classes now booked, field classes, which we've been literally had none of until just recently. We're slowly beginning, for our customers that we've had for years, slowly getting that back online again. So if we're doing that, obviously you should be doing that too. Monitors and dues, we've kind of slacked off on making requirements and doing the monitors because of this, but remember, your monitors and dues are all due, so to speak. So if you got billed a long time ago for your dues, let's get them in. And your monitors, remember, we still do those. They're still required so that we can make sure that you're teaching correctly. Okay? Volunteer fire department. If you are a volunteer, I recognize that because certainly I'm a life member. So yeah, I'm familiar with fire and EMS, being a volunteer fire department. With that, your dues were waived, so you didn't have to pay your dues. However, you are required to do your monitor, so we still need that. If you're no longer a volunteer, you're not tied to any volunteer fire companies, you're not still riding, you're not a life member somewhere, then you still need to pay your dues. Let us know. Those we could identify as with fire departments, we've waived their dues requirement. We're getting ready to hold another instructor program coming up. It'll be July the 25th and July the 26th. Kind of neat Saturday and Sunday program again. For those that are not aware of how we're doing our instructor program now, our instructor program is divided into levels. We have a level 1, level 2, and level 3. Those that are familiar with state of Maryland level training, very similar to that. A level 3 instructor is somebody like a nurse, paramedic, EMT that has not only medical background but teaching background. So that becomes a level 3, and that's who we're bringing in right now, and that's who we're working with. Level 1 would be somebody that has virtually no experience teaching or medical. Level 2 would be somebody that might have a little bit of medical, like a CNA, but no educational background for teaching. So coming up in the future, we're actually going to run classes to bring level 1s up with a modified anatomy physiology class so they understand how the system works, how oxygen gets into the bloodstream, all those things that we take for granted, those of us that have been in the medical world for years. This will actually bring them up to speed so they can actually handle a class, say a basic life support class, and they understand more fully how this whole system works and the importance of the CPR training and why it works. Okay? The other thing I want to talk about is Narcan. You know, Narcan has been at it in the American Heart Association video. It talks about the administration of Narcan. On our last instructor gathering, we had a representative from the state of Maryland come in and do a talk on Narcan and how you can get Narcan. Narcan, you can actually get that for free. There's no charge. We have found that some pharmacies are actually charging when technically they're getting this to give to people. So if your pharmacy said no, there's a charge, then check with your local health department because they're giving it out free. Remember, Narcan is a drug. It is a medication. So you have to treat it as such, which means don't leave it in your glove compartment or the trunk of your car, especially we're into summer now. It's going to get way too hot and structurally damage the medication. So just like any other medication, it goes where you go. carry it in your lunchbox, something like that, so that does not stay in the car where it gets too hot. It comes in the room, goes back out in the car, goes home with you, goes back in the house. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for now. There's not, like I said, not a lot going in. Things are beginning to open back up again. Again, we'd like to hear from you if you got any suggestions or ideas on what you'd like to see. And again, keep teaching out there, keep going. Things are opening up. Let's get back out there. Let's get those folks caught up who have been given a kind of a grandfather clause here. Let's get them caught up and get them back in line. Okay, get them doing the CPR correctly. Okay, take care, and thanks again. Be safe out there.